My name's Paul Rao. I'm from a company right here in town named Source Allies. We're a software consulting company, so we build custom software solutions for other organizations. And a lot of those organizations are large ag companies we all know. Some of the organizations are financial service companies here in town, retail organizations, manufacturing organizations, healthcare organizations, other organizations that need a technology partner. We don't sell products. We don't have a product. I don't have an FMIS here to sell you. I don't have a fungicide to sell you. I don't have a drone to sell you. If you want to buy, I don't know, part of our booth, I guess we can talk, but whatever. So what am I here to talk about? So I'm here with these other fine two teammates of mine. And like I said, we're builders who teach. We are software consultants. And I'm here to talk about AI in ag. So hopefully everyone hasn't gotten AI'd out yet this conference. But we talked last year in this same talk, I gave a talk about retrieval augmented generation. So using AI to boil down large amounts of documents and text into something consumable by your average grower who just wants to ask simple question. What seed variety should I use next year? On my farm, do I just go with what I've always done? Do I go with what this guy's telling me to use? What are my options? This year, I'm going to talk about something a little bit more complicated. And I'm going to talk about this picture. So this is a tractor pulling a grain box, I guess. I don't know. And if we notice, they're different colors. So we kind of maybe take this for granted these days, but you can have a tractor pull an implement from a different vendor, from a different company, and it works. The hitch hooks up, the hydraulics hook up. I mean, imagine a world where every time you bought a new implement, you had to pull out the welder and fabricate yourself a custom hitch and hire a plumber to come and jury-rig some sort of custom hydraulic solution because they all use different stuff. And that is the current state of ag tech. So, an FMIS system is not going to automatically be compatible with a prescription system or a seed system or the system that your crop insurance company uses or a weather system or a drone system or any of these other software products that we're being asked to use and many of booths here in this conference are selling. So can AI help us here? And the answer is it can. So what we're going to talk about here today is this thing called Model Context Protocol. So what that is it's a standard that companies or intermediaries can implement that allow an AI solution to talk to a piece of software in a standard way. So it's like a hitch, or it's like a custom hydraulic coupler. So that if you build an MCP server that implements that standard, you don't have to know anything about what you're integrating with. And it doesn't have to know anything about you, because you both kind of agreed upon the standard. So we said, okay, this is great. Let's try this out. What if we were to just whip up kind of a quick POC for this conference? So we had a couple teammates of mine were between projects. I said, hey, why don't you guys go just try to throw this thing together for the conference, see if you can come up with something cool. So they did. They did exactly that. So they took and they built kind of this architecture you're seeing here. They took an ag application. They tied it with MCP into 3 different services that don't have any interaction with each other. John Deere Operations Center, which you all know and love, a digital rain gauge company called Precip, and then Google Calendar, because turns out we actually need to put stuff on our calendar sometimes. And so we said, okay, let's ask this chatbot some questions. So we said, okay, hey, how much rain was there in Des Moines last week? And it can call Precip, and even though Precip has no AI interaction with this whatsoever, this AI chatbot can now just ask Precip, hey, what was the rainfall in Des Moines? It knows where Des Moines is, so it gave us the rainfall. Okay, well, that's kind of cute, I guess. Okay, what's the 3-day forecast for my North 80 field? Notice I didn't give it where this field was. I just gave it the name of the field. What it did is using these MCP servers, it strategized a multi-step process to figure this out. It said, okay, let me go to John Deere Operations Center. Let me call the My John Deere API, get the list of fields, find the field called North 80, get its lat and longitude, then go over to Precip and get the forecast for it. And you can see here it says, hey, here's the 3-day forecast for North 80 field. Why is this important? Not because you couldn't do this by hand. You could, certainly. I mean, this is a trivial example. But we all have people that we know that are growers that don't want to go through 5 different systems. And it's the biggest complaint they have. So imagine if they could just ask questions to something like this in the same way they ask Siri to get them directions to Casey's, or they ask Alexa to play like a playlist. You know, it's the same kind of interaction. It's more natural. It's less cumbersome. So we kind of continued on this. Let's see, I think we have another example here. Yeah, so same thing. Let's generate a planting schedule. Okay, so it gets the fields, gets the weather forecast, gets the rainfall, figures out when would be a good time to plant at that field, and then I can just say add it to my calendar. And it says, all right, I know how to interact with your Google Calendar. Let me push this into your calendar. And you can see here now we have this corn planting for 8 hours on Saturday, April 26th on my calendar. So we only integrated these 3 things. We integrated my John Deere Operations Center, just a couple APIs, Precip for weather and precipitation, and then Google Calendar. That's it. We just 3 things, and we got all this functionality. I mean, imagine if this was integrated with soil sampling data, or drone information, or prescription management, or your co-op even, so you could pull information from them, or equipment management, or anything else, any farm management system, other pieces of software. So again, I'm not selling you this. You can't buy this. We're not selling this. We just built it to show you. But we do custom software for folks. We love to talk to everybody. We're very interested in the ag space. We have a lot of experience, about 20 years of experience in this space through various companies. So if you'd like to chat more with me or my colleagues here, we are in booth 420, which is right there. Literally, I can throw this at it into our booth. So swing by, say hi, grab us in a hallway, either way. And thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the conference.